Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Ridiculous. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the Film Blurs. I think this is episode 203. Goddamn, 203 of these motherfuckers. Plus all of our auxiliary shit. I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. Uncle Jeffrey, and I'm joined here, as always, with my friend and co-host.
What's up, ball bags? It's Brandon Norwood. Before we get into our main review, motherfucker, they announced yesterday that Warner Brothers Clockwork, the independent arm of this studio,
Right.
has found Ken Russell's director's cut, the original negatives of The Devils, and they scanned it and remastered it in 4K, and it's going to premiere at Cannes. And I was just like, can somebody sponsor us to get to Cannes? Like, I want to go to Cannes because Cannes is amazing this year. And then after it premieres at Cannes, it's getting a wide theatrical release in October. For those of you who've never seen The Devils, I've only seen it 5 years ago for the first time because Kodak used to partner with independent cinemas and do what they call 35 millimeter day.
Right.
So one Sunday, I decided to go to the Alamo Draft House when there was still, a functioning theater, and they had a 35 millimeter print of The Devils, and it was so rare. And by the way, tickets were only $10. So rare. This shit was so rare. It sold out in 2 minutes. And I remember it was my first time ever seeing it. I remember when the credits rolled, I was just like, wow, I was expecting a horror movie. Not that.
I've seen it once, and it's because an old hippie director that I knew, right? He, for some way, shape, or form, he had a bootleg VHS version of it, right? I don't know how he got it. I didn't ask any questions because The Devils is always one of those movies, like one of those mythical movies.
Yeah, because it's banned.
Right.
Like Warner Brothers straight up didn't want anything to do with it. So I gotta say, Pam and Mike are doing the Lord's work. Because the fact that now the studio's yeah, we'll put this shit out. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, everything's burning. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, let's the ship's going down. Let's fucking do it.
I am amped to see this fucking movie because I've only seen it the one time, but to see Ken Russell's, or God rest his soul, his original vision restored from a film print. You know what I'm saying? This, if you guys have never seen it, I just letting you know it's one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen. Jason Mann is part of one of the organizations I'm part of, and I didn't realize that nigga was at the screening. And I got up, and I was just like, Jesus Christ. And he came out of nowhere, and he came up to me. I was like, oh, shit, what up, man? And he goes, hey. He's like, is this your first time seeing it? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And he just walked off.
So
I have not seen that motherfucker in 5 years. Yeah. Look, the last time I saw him was, again, at the Alamo Draft House, and I saw that Peter Jackson World War II documentary in 3D.
The one where he colorized everything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That shit was hard. The 3D and that shit was hard, but also there's some shit that's in 3D where I was just like, why the fuck did you put this in this movie in 3D? Fuck you, man. Come on, man.
Because he could. It's Peter Jackson. We all forget that Peter Jackson came from fucking horror.
The trench gout scene where the trenches would flood, and because they're sitting in flooded trenches with all this fucking
muck and disease.
Yep. Yeah. They show what happened to their feet and their legs. And I was just like, oh, Oh, as I'm eating my chicken fingers.
Yeah, people forget that Peter Jackson's first movie was Bad Taste.
That was a great documentary, and it just makes me sad that he's stuck in documentary mode. Cause like, nigga, I need you to do the Tintin sequel. Like, I need you to do something.
Look,
Like, Lovely Bones must have broke him.
was like Lovely Bones. Was that the last one?
No, my
Was
bad. That was The Hobbit. I
Yeah.
understand. Like, he had an
Yeah.
ulcer making The Hobbit, just
Yeah.
because the people running WB at the time were inept, and that's putting it nicely.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that this nigga was like, yeah, it's gonna be 2 movies, and they're like, we need 3. And the nigga, I remember watching the behind the scenes for that 3rd movie, and he just sits there like this. And he's just like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on anymore.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't there for most of it, right?
He had an ulcer.
Yeah. Like,
He had an ulcer because he was dealing with Warner Brothers. Like, the fact the whole ass movie studio gave probably one of the most acclaimed directors ever an ulcer. And this was after the lawsuit because he sued them because he wasn't properly compensated for Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying?
right. Like, I always trust any business in general to try to fucking screw you. Right. So yeah, I'm not surprised he had to sue Warner Brothers for, money he was owed from his multi-billion-dollar grossing franchise that they didn't even want to make.
Man, I feel bad for Guillermo, dog. It was going to be 2 movies. Also, you know, perfect titles for both of those movies, An Unexpected Journey and There and Back Again. Because Battle of the 5 Armies in the book, as soon as the battle starts, Bilbo's knocked the fuck out. And then when he wakes up,
The battle's over?
it's over.
Yeah.
So the fact that the whole 3rd movie is just some shit they made up, and there's an R-rated version of this shit where it just looks like somebody did PS3 graphics with all this fucking gore. And I'm just like, not for nothing, Lord of the Rings was violent enough, you know what I'm saying? And they put out extended cuts of those shits, and they still managed to be PG-13. The Hobbit is a children's story. And not only did you take something that did not happen, that happened off out of the
off the page.
Right, out of the main character's POV, happened off page, and you made a whole fucking movie about it, and it's rated R. Tells you, that explains the whole enterprise of how they approached The Hobbit.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Honestly, explains the whole enterprise of Lord of the Rings now. Like, shout out to Andy Serkis, but why are we getting a Gollum movie?
I didn't realize we were getting a Gollum movie.
Yeah, and man, this has been announced. The Hunt for Gollum, where Andy Serkis is writing, directing, and starring. Elijah, everybody's back except for Vigo. Vigo's like, yo, I told y'all when y'all asked me for The Hobbit, I'm out of this shit. He's like,
Right.
if Tolkien didn't write the shit, I'm not doing it. Because they wanted him to be in The Hobbit. And he's like, my character's not in The Hobbit. I'm not doing that shit. So they had to recast Aragorn for The Hunt for Gollum. I can't remember who's playing him. I was like, oh, not a bad choice. But also, like, yo, Vigo is the only person right now who's just like, no. And I'm interested to know what Stephen Colbert's movie's gonna be. Like, I'll say I'm interested.
Right.
But other than that, bro, I'm like, man, y'all have milked Middle Earth dry. Like, that cow has no more milk.
I can't wait until we get back into making original shit. Instead of, like, going back to the well.
Yeah.
So many fucking times.
Because so many of the best movies of all time have now been diluted. You know what I mean? Star Wars has been diluted. Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth, we might as well just say Middle Earth. Middle Earth has been diluted. You know what I mean? Star Trek has been diluted.
I mean, at least they pretend to care with Star Trek.
Yeah,
right?
but like some of that shit, like, yo, That fucking spin-off movie that went to Paramount Plus that stars Michelle Yeoh and her character. It was supposed to be a show, and then they just rejiggered it into a movie.
Right.
And it's a spin-off from Discovery. And dog, that movie has to be hands down one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life. Like, the movie we're about to talk about is a fucking masterpiece compared to that. Like, I'm dead serious. And I was just like, wow, man. Honestly, that movie's so bad, it makes Multiverse of Madness look like the fucking Godfather.
Those are bold fucking words.
All right. You got Paramount Plus?
No, I don't. Like,
All right,
I refuse to. Yeah.
I know how you see most shit. So look where you look and see if Section 33 is up on there.
Yeah.
And watch the first 20 minutes and come back to me. I watched the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. And you're not even a Star Trek fan.
No.
I'm a Star Trek fan, right? And even I was like, nah, I'm good.
I only watched it because at that time I had Paramount for $30 a year. And I was like, sure. And then I was like, oh, it's coming. It was dry. It was January. I remember it was nothing else out and it was dry. And I was like, cool. A movie starring Michelle Yeoh set in Star Trek. And I remember watching the first 20 minutes. I'm like, yo, Michelle Yeoh, she did not deserve that. I don't know what damn.
Look, what the fuck is going on with my camera? Jesus. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, you like the Lower Decks, though, right? That cartoon.
I watched the first episode, and I was like, I'm good.
Okay.
That just seemed like some Rick and Morty shit set in Star Trek, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
The only thing I've watched of Star Trek recently, and I watched it from beginning to end, was Discovery and Picard. And I'm good.
I never watched Picard just because I don't want to see what happens to those characters, right? I don't need to see.
It's a nice, beautiful send off because, you know, Nemesis I saw in theaters because my former neighbor was a huge Star Trek fan. He's like, hey, you guys want to see this? I'll pay for it. Me and my brother were like, yeah, sure, we'll go. And I just remembered walking out of that. I was like, that was not good.
Yeah, I can't remember a goddamn thing about Nemesis.
And that was the end of the Next Generation for the longest time.
Right.
So the fact that they did Picard, and then in the third season, which is the last season, they brought everybody from the Next Generation back. And that was a more fitting end and more satisfying end than Nemesis. Because goddamn. And Nemesis was supposed to be a reboot. I remember that shit. Like, that was supposed to be like, hey, we're taking this in a bold new direction because it ends. I don't want to spoil it, but it ends with like they pull a fucking Wrath of Khan in that movie, and I was just like, all right, well, let's see what the next one goes to. And that movie bricked. Nobody liked it. It was, and that was it. That was it for them for what 30, 40 years.
I mean, yeah, like yeah, because the next Star Trek movie after that was the Chris Pine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, the only reason I went to see that, I was like, oh, it's a new J.J. Abrams movie. And I went with friends, and we were all like, yeah, fuck yeah, J.J. Abrams. And yeah, nigga, that shit, that's the movie that got me into Star Trek.
And like, and here's the thing. You had, right there with that Star Trek movie, you had the perfect opportunity to capture an entire new segment of a fan base, right? To get a new fan base, because it wasn't so Star Trek-y that it would alienate like just casual movie fans, right? And it was so it was fun, it was action packed, but it wasn't so stupid that Star Trek fans would be like, nah, fuck this.
I just remember at the time, Star Trek fans were pissed. They were like, they turned Star Trek into Star Wars. And I was just like, look, man, I got no attachment to this shit. And I thought it was cool. And watching some old shit from Star Trek, because I watched a few episodes after seeing that movie, I was like, oh, yeah. I get why y'all mad. Because this is a show where they're just going on peace missions. Like, honestly, the OG show, because I remember just watching random episodes. The OG show has one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen. And that has nothing really to do with them being in space. It's some like, oh, we went back in time.
The
Kirk fe-
what the holodeck episodes when
Nah,
they when it's gangster times.
nah,
Nah.
they like Kirk and Spock go back in time
Hmm.
and they start working in the soup kitchen. And Kirk falls in love with this woman, this kind-hearted woman, and then the episode just ends and she gets hit by a car and it leaves Kirk like emotionally devastated. I forget
God
what the
damn.
episode's called, but it's literally considered one of the greatest episodes of TV. And I watched it. I'm like, yeah, nigga, like this shit is hold on, let me Google it. This shit that was I'm telling you, man,
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
one of
like,
the
look,
best episodes of TV I've ever seen.
right, and like is the OG Star Trek. Um, I mean, it came out in the fucking 60s, so you had those morals and those standards and practices, but it was like you said, it's mostly peace missions, right? It's mostly
Yeah.
like literally scientific exploration,
Yep.
right? It was uh, it was the Twilight Zone in space, pretty
Yep.
much, essentially. Um, and so I get how diehard fans would feel kind of some kind of way about the J.J. Abrams version, but then again, that that we're talking 50 years since its inception. I would hope anyone would change in the course of 50 years, right? If you're the same thing like now that you are in 50 years, then what's the point?
So the episode's called "The City on the Edge of Forever,"
Okay. All right.
and
Yeah.
it is literally one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's basically like a butterfly effect episode.
People keep on talking about that episode, right? They're like, you're right. Like, it is considered one of the best episodes of
I mean,
TV.
I mean,
I've still never seen it because
yo,
I don't fuck with the OG. I'm a next generation
yeah,
DS9
nigga,
dude.
nah, nigga, you need to watch that episode because, like, yo, after that episode, I was like, damn, I never want to watch another episode of Star Trek ever again, and I didn't, because that was in the first season, and they said had 2 more seasons. I was just like, I got that summed up the whole show for me. That episode, I was just like, Jesus Christ, what a crushing episode, just crushes you.
Well, I mean, if anyone wants to give me their Paramount Plus login, I'll watch it. Is the OG on Paramount Plus?
Fuck if I know. I don't have that shit.
No, I was just like asking, like because I don't know what's on the shit anymore because half the it's like a fucking shit. It's a
all
shell
yellow.
game,
Yeah, it's all Yellowstone spinoffs,
right? Like,
basically.
I saw I saw a commercial for Dutton Ranch. Is
Yeah.
that a Yellowstone spinoff?
Yes.
Is that like like what Yellowstone is now that Kevin Costner is no longer?
Yes. I
Jesus
still
Christ.
haven't finished Yellowstone because when I binged it, because it's on Peacock,
Right.
because Paramount, they were just like, yeah, we're never gonna get into the streaming game, and they sold the streaming
Rights to Peacock. You
So
dummies.
it's on Peacock forever because they own the streaming rights for that motherfucker. So I watched the whole show on Peacock, and then I never finished it because they split season 5 in half, because that's when Kevin Costner was just like, I don't want to do this show no more.
Right.
I gotta make Horizon. Horizon's my dream project. And we're all just like, well, why not just do both? You know what I'm saying? Why not just tell them, let's take extended breaks like every fucking TV show nowadays. Take 2 years off, go make your fucking Horizon movie, come back, get paid, go make another fucking Horizon movie, come back, get paid.
Right. Like it seems kind of obvious, right?
Horizon Part 2 still hasn't been released. It's only been shown at the Santa Barbara Film Festival.
And I'm sorry for everyone at the Santa Barbara Film Festival that had to watch it.
Apparently Giovanni Ribisi is like the big bad of the Horizon world. And I was just like, oh, okay. I guess they reveal that in Part 2. and then the nigga doesn't even rear his head fully until like the last part of the movie because that's all for part 3.
Now, have they shot part 3?
Parts of it.
Okay, because like, and here's the thing.
This is, mind you, this is a 4-part saga. So you have one part that is partially shot, and then you have a 4th one that is just non-existent. So we have a 2-part saga, one which hasn't even seen the light of day outside of a film festival.
And like, mind you, everyone who's listening, Kevin Costner paid for this out of fucking pocket, right? Like this is Kevin Costner money, right? It's like, then why are you not doing Yellowstone, right? Like, why don't you fucking get your bank back up?
He pitched this to Disney, and Disney said no. He pitched it multiple times to the point where they're just like, hey, do you just want to do Open Range? We'll fund that shit. And he made Open Range. And I'll say this, Open Range, pretty fucking boring, but has an incredible shootout at the end of the movie. That shootout is crazy. Like, the way Kevin Costner kills one dude, I'm like, damn, bro, you didn't have to shoot him like that. I was like, God damn. I was like, God damn, bro. I was like, the way that one nigga got shot by Kevin Costner, I'm like, yo, there is getting revenge, and then there's overkill. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, that came from a place of hate. I was like, God damn.
Now, when did Open Range come out? That was like
2000.
Yeah, 2000. Jesus.
That's how long Kevin Costner's been wanting to make Horizon. It is rumored he's been wanting to make it since Dances with Wolves.
So this dude has had damn near 35 years to plan out Horizon, and that's what we got?
I still don't understand why it wasn't a fucking TV show. Like, that's what everybody's asking. And he swears up and down it's made for the cinema. And I saw part 1 in theaters, and honestly, it felt like a fucking TV 2.5 hour pilot.
Right. It felt like Yellowstone. It felt like we got Yellowstone at home. It felt like CMU Yellowstone.
Like, once the story gets going, the movie fucking ends. And again, I said this in the review, and I'll say it again, I didn't realize we were watching a preview for part 2 until we're halfway through the motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah, because it ends on this montage, and I was just like, okay, I guess we're just seeing where these characters are gonna head to. And no, that was just a fucking trailer for part 2. I was like, oh, this is the preview for part 2.
Yeah.
Apparently part 2 ends the same way. There's a fucking montage, which is, it's a montage / trailer for fucking part 3.
Look, sometimes your dreams are stupid, right? Like, here's this dream project, whatever. Like, sometimes you have stupid dreams.
You should, listen, once it went past part 2, I'll even say part 3, and you have this many fucking characters, bro, this should have been a show. Like, this, it is like 20 main characters. Again, I said this in the review, and I'll say it again now. Kevin Costner doesn't show up until an hour into the motherfucker.
I mean, literally just put Tyler Sheridan's name on it.
As a producer or some shit.
As a producer or something like that. Throw in one character from the Yellowstone universe. Right? And that shit would have been funded.
Oh, yeah.
The shit would have been funded.
Because when you said that, I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remember, I was like, oh, yeah, they have 1881, 1923. I was like, oh, yeah. That's how fucking insane Yellowstone is that this shit now spans centuries for some reason.
And that's why, and like, technically, Bass Reeves falls into, like, that Bass Reeves show, that technically falls into the Yellowstone.
And it's still not clear about Tulsa King, whether that exists in the universe or not.
Right.
Which now Tulsa King has its own fucking spinoff.
Are you serious?
Yeah, starring Samuel L. Jackson, called like Nola King or some shit like that.
And look, I enjoyed the first season of Tulsa King.
So did I, but then Sylvester Stallone lost his mind, and I'm like, I'm fucking good on anything with you in it, other than your old movies. Like, I still want to own the Rocky collection on 4K, But I mean, that's it. Like anything coming
Like, no
from
new
you,
shit.
yeah. Like anything past Creed 2, I'm good on you, bro.
Yeah. And like, yeah, would I want to watch a Samuel L. Jackson show that's got the same vibe as Tulsa King? Fuck yeah, I do.
But
But
not. That means I gotta go back and watch the pilot episode, which is on Tulsa King, and I'm not doing that.
right, yeah,
I'm sorry.
and like, yeah, it's sometimes you got to make it. Like, it may be a small stand, but sometimes you got to make a stand.
Yeah, and you know what, man? I am not about to throw away my values over fucking Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
If I'm not gonna do it for MIA, who was one of my favorite artists, I'm not doing it. Have you heard her Christian album?
I have not heard her Christian album. I don't even know the specifics of what she said during the Kid Cudi concert, but I'm just like,
He should have known better. Like I
Yeah.
was just like, nigga, you should have known better. Like you should have known. You even
And-
said he even admitted, he's like, I knew it was gonna be a problem from the jump, but her managers assured me no bullshit was gonna happen. I was like, you should have known better. You should have fucking
like,
known.
yeah, like, you mean her managers said that they didn't want to make her some money, and so they wouldn't have said whatever was possible to get her on stage. Yeah, sure.
I mean, and also Cudi, like, I've seen Kid Cudi. He puts on a live show. You know what I mean? He puts on a really dope show. Bro, you had Big Boy opening for you. Like, that's enough. Like, you didn't need MIA as well. Like,
Right. Yeah, look, when MIA first came on the scene, I was
remember
like,
when she was a co-headliner for festivals and tours?
yeah,
And now she's
right?
opening for fucking Kid Cudi. I'm like, God damn. And I'm like, that is not a bad gig at all. At all.
Right, but like,
that's
where
just saying, yeah.
her trajectory, right? Her mouth fucked up her trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like and she's like, here's the thing: you're fucking brown.
Well, she said it. I'm illegal.
Like, the audacity of a brown person like living in America. Like, whenever I see a black MAGA or a Latin MAGA, it's like, the audacity. What do you think? What are you thinking?
That's why I'm always worried about feminism in hip hop or pop. And I'm talking like not main pop stars, because I believe that shit. When Taylor Swift says she's a feminist, I'm like, yeah, I because you've been outspoken about it. I get that shit. And other pop stars, like, I get that shit. I'm talking about like the experimental and indie pop stars, like, you know, MIA and Grimes, because they both have kids from tech billionaires. Like, I remember when MIA had a kid with a tech billionaire, we're all like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? And then they got divorced like 2 years later. Same thing with Grimes. Had Elon Musk's kids. And now she's out here being like, stop taking my kids to MAGA rallies. Stop taking my kids here and there. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have had kids with them.
Right, like, you knew what you were signing up for.
You
knew this motherfucker was weird the first time he put his penis inside of you.
And not only that, I'm like, yo, Elon is 30 years older than Grimes, bro.
I mean, look, my richest man on the face of the planet. I mean, look, it would be hard for anybody not to give it a spin.
Well,
you know,
yeah, you
But
found out the hard way.
but you get what you pay for.
Because she was another one where I remember that song Oblivion came out and everybody was losing their minds about it. And I'm just like, man, this is just too white for me. And she was going to be the next big thing. And then, womp womp.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember from Grimes, remember the Made in America festival in Philly?
Yeah.
The last time I went, there was a downpour. So remember the tea that we used to get from a mutual friend?
Yeah.
Me and my boys, we met up with these girls, and these girls were into us. And we're just like, fuck yeah, these girls are cool. And I was like, yo, I got tea. You guys don't have to worry about weed or nothing. Just buy beers. And we all shared tea. Halfway, I remember just blanking out. Mind you, we were standing all day. So I just remember coming back to, like, when I regained consciousness, I was standing and Grimes was on stage saying, thank you, thank you guys. And I'm looking around and I see everybody else standing in a daze too. And they're just like, yeah, you guys got to evacuate because it's about to downpour. And I'm like, yo, guys, we got to get the fuck out of here. And they're just like, wait, what? I was just like, oh, so we were all just gone, standing there for about 30, 40 minutes during Grimes' set.
It was bold of you to try doing that tea in a public setting.
I've done tea in public settings all the time, though.
But not like a fucking concert with thousands of people. That was bold.
Oh, dog, I've done that so many times. Like, Deltron threw a free concert in Brooklyn. And remember Tony?
Yeah.
My boy Tony. Yeah, I went with Tony. We went there.
Right.
Nigga, they had an orchestra, right? We drank tea. And I got so fucked up, I yacked as soon as we got to New York. And Tony's like, you want to go home? Because I started going like this. Like, I'm fucked up. And once I yacked, I felt so much better. I drank the rest of the tea. And he's just like, nigga, what are you doing? I was like, we came too far. We came too far.
Sometimes you just got to boot and rally, man. Sometimes you just got to boot and rally.
That was a tight show, too. Like, I'm fucking hyped to see Deltron again because they're opening for Gorillaz. Finally seeing Gorillaz.
I didn't like where they playing?
Bucket list off 20 years. Fucking MSG.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing Deltron.
I've never seen anything at Madison Square Garden.
That fucking arena is tiny. So when people say they sell out the Garden, I'm like, yeah, shocker.
Right, like it's
fucking tiny.
Yeah,
it is fucking tiny. But yeah, anyways, back to the Devils.
That was a wild trip. That was a wild fucking ride. Like we were supposed to do a quick review of this fucking main review, and we're just talking about everything else under the fucking sun.
Yo, can somebody please sponsor us so we can go to Cannes? Like, I want to go to Cannes. Like, this year, everything is at Cannes, bro. Like, if you guys know me personally, those are the type of movies I want to be seeing right now. Because what we're about to review in the main review, I like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just old now and I've outgrown this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I think it's just me where I'm just like, bro, I just want to watch movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to watch movies.
I get and look, I get it. I like 100%. I get where you're coming from, but I think the way you're feeling with this one is the way a lot of people felt with the first one.
And we'll get into that because I rewatched the first one. So you know what? Let's get into our main review.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the Film Blurds feature film review.
All right, so we're here gonna talk about fucking Mortal Kombat 2. Before we get into 2, I gotta say, I might be the only motherfucker on earth who actually likes the first one. Like, and I don't even love it. I enjoy it. Like, is it a good movie? No, but I think it's enjoyable. You know why? It is what I like to call a solid entertainment. And solid entertainment, I always give at least 3 stars. That is a definition of, you know, because, you know, let's go on the Letterboxd scale. 5 stars for Letterboxd, right? I gave that 3. The first one, a good, solid 3-star entertainment. Because I'll say this. They at least tried to tell a story. They tried. Right. They are clearly trying to tell a story with a beginning, middle, and end. I will say they give you a way into the world with Cole. Is Cole a compelling protagonist? No. Not particularly, but he doesn't drag the movie down like it did for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, he killed the movie. I'm just like,
no, he was the heart of the fucking movie.
Guys, he wasn't even that fucking bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, y'all.
Yeah, and I rewatched Mortal Kombat, the first one.
And it looks like a movie.
Yeah. Like, it felt... everything that I didn't like about the first one, and like I said, I enjoyed the first one, right?
Yeah, because I remember we did our review, and we both said, like, yo, I don't know what you expect from a movie called Mortal Kombat, and you even said, they spell combat with a K.
Right. Like, that's all you need to fucking know. Right? That's, yeah. Like, this is not like it's not high art.
Right, we ain't watching brain surgery here, bro.
Right. So like I did have problems with the first one. Like everything that I had a problem with about the first one, they fixed in the second one, but then they made new fuck ups, which were actually worse than the fuck ups that they made in the first one.
And I'll say this, like the one thing that pissed me off about the first one, there was no tournament. So they saved the tournament for the sequel, and I'm like, all right, fine, cool. But then it just starts, and I'm like, bro, what are the rules for this shit? And they explain the rules. They're like, yeah, everybody has to, everybody wins or loses, and you could kill them, or they can show mercy. And I'm like, wait, and like the fact that they just teleport them randomly, I was like, that's cool, but also like where they fight at, I'm just like, nigga, there's no weight to any of this shit because it suffers the same problems. This is an ugly ass movie. Okay. And to me, it's the same problem I have with Multiverse of Madness, where I'm just like, most of this is fan service. It's ugly to look at, and half these people are literally floating in front of a green screen. Like, if this movie didn't have Carl Urban as Johnny Cage and Josh Lawson, because I was like, why does Kano look so familiar? Because Josh Lawson as Kano and them two, like, even in the first movie, I was like, why does he look so familiar? I had to Google him. He's in House of Lies. He was Doug. I was just like, oh fuck, that's Doug? Oh, wow. Wow, that dude has range. Right. So, like, I will say, if they do a third one, I hope the focus is just on Kano and Johnny Cage and Baraka going on a mission while everybody else is helping Raiden back at the temple, and just have those three be the main focus. Because, damn, bro, it was a chore when Johnny and fucking Kano weren't on screen. Like, the best fight in the movie was between Johnny and Baraka. All the rest of the fights, I was just like, people were bitching about the fights in the first movie, and I thought the fights were solid in the first movie. This one here, I think they're worse, quite frankly.
I mean, like, to me, they were the same, but like the Johnny Baraka fight is so good that it's even Baraka's favorite fight, right? Like, because at the end of the fight, Baraka's like, when you watch the movie, you'll know, but like, that's Baraka's favorite fight of all time.
I mean, I think about the two fights I like, which is the opening fight and then the fight between Baraka and Johnny Cage. And the main reasons I like those fights is because they're actually choreographed and they're actually on sets instead of in front of green screens. Especially the fight between Liu Kang and the hat nigga. I was just like, yo.
Kung Lao, yeah.
Yeah, Kung Lao. I was just like, man, this is fucking weightless in every sense of the fucking word. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, the only good thing about that is, like, that fight had the best kill in it. Like, what Liu Kang
that kill
I was just like, yo. I was like,
like, the whole entire theater did erupt with that shit, right?
That shit was hard, but otherwise, like, I was like, yo, what the fuck are we doing?
So, all right, here's my biggest problem with the movie, right? It's called Mortal Kombat. Right? It's a movie where you are fighting to the death. And yes, you can decide to spare people or not. That's cool. You can have your friendships or your babalities or whatever like that.
Right.
But, you know, they bring that necromancer character in, right? Who they brought in who was in the third video game, right? And so the necromancer dude can bring anybody back to life. So then, if that's the case, all kind of drama is removed, right? Any kind of like fear that when a character dies is removed because you can just bring him back.
I mean, I'll say this. I totally understand where you're coming from. But this movie also commits a couple of fatal sins that plagued Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where there's some characters they kill off, and we're all just like,
Why?
Why?
Right.
Because like there's two characters specifically they killed off, and I don't want to say who. One straight up says before he dies, "I'm coming back, and I'll be stronger than ever."
Right. But wait, he doesn't even. But he doesn't even die. He just he just vanishes, right? Like
he even says he's like, "I'm gonna go get my brother back, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna kill you."
Right, and it's like, but he's not dead. He just like literally levitates, and then just
turns
goes
into the logo,
right, and returns to the logo and disappears, right.
And then the other one, I was just like, "Dog, this is racist."
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Fuck you." Fuck you. Fuck y'all for that. And then when you got to the end and they say that shit, I was just like, oh, all right. I guess. Right.
Yeah, and that's like, because when that character, when all the characters died, right? I'm just like, oh man, I'm sorry to see him go, but shit, yeah, at least they're committing to the shit, right? At least it's like to the death.
Yeah, but that's what also killed Annihilation. It was at the very beginning of that movie, they killed off Johnny Cage, and you could just feel everything gets sucked out. It's like Dungeons and Dragons. When they kill off Marlon Wayans, you just feel the movie just crumble. And it ain't like it was like good up until that point. It wasn't. It was dog shit, but like...
Right. At least it was enjoyable. Yeah.
Man. And that's what it is here, where I was just like, y'all, really?
Look, I enjoyed this film while I was watching it enough. I will never have to see this again. Right?
I didn't, because the press screening was Tuesday. Like, they didn't give a fuck about press. I was just like, God damn, why is the press screening Tuesday? So, because I was in the city for another movie that has reviews out, but I can't review it till next week. Tell me, how's that make fucking sense? Anyways, I was in the city to see this movie, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not missing. Worst comes to worst, I was like, Jeff will review Mortal Kombat, and then I'll see it that weekend. And then you invited me to the one in Philly, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm too old for this shit, but I'm going to have to suck it up and go from city to city.
Right.
And then they finally invited me last minute to this mix. It ain't even all media, because all media is still critics. It was a mixed media screening. And at this mixed media screening, they only had 2 rows that were roped off for press, and then everybody else were the fans. And I sat with the fans because I didn't want to sit in the middle of the theater. And that was a mistake, because everybody was doing everything except watching the fucking movies. I was like, yo, security here's for fucking shit. Like, these niggas could be recording the whole movie and they wouldn't even know.
So it looks like we had the same experience in 2 different cities, because I went to the Philly one, right? And I get there, and there's a line of just like regular ass people trying to get in, and you know me, I don't do lines, so I was like, walk up.
You know what, man? That's the one
press.
thing I'm glad I don't do no more. Like,
Right.
It's wasting my entire day to stand in line to watch a movie, and now like I realized, I was like, damn, I was doing that when I was writing my own independent blog. And now I'm being like, I'm so glad I can just go there an hour ahead of time, stand in the shorter press line sometimes, because sometimes the press lines are just as fucking long as the Gen Pop line. But at least 9 times out of 10, I'm guaranteed a seat, because, you know, if you fuck up and you show up late to some of these press screenings, sometimes they're just like, yeah, this shit's overbooked, so you're shit out of luck.
Yeah. Like, for mine, there wasn't even a press line. I literally just like walked up as like, press.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I walked in because I saw Walter. I was like, yo, Walter, can I just check in at press? He's like, yeah, you don't got to worry about this line. I walk in. Lady looks me up. She's like, yeah, you're not on the list. I was like, she's like, just show me the email. And I showed her the emails. I showed her the emails, and she's just like, okay, all right, I see what happened here. Yeah, all right, that's not your fault. That's not my fault. And I was like, wish I could say I was surprised there. Yeah. So, but
right. So I get in the theater, right?
Record this. But at the end of this, you guys are gonna hear me briefly during the junket ask one question. I only got to ask one question. And again, I will save that for but look, when you guys listen to it, you'll understand.
Yeah. But yeah, so I get in, right? And they got like the 2 rows that are press that are, you know, with the reserved filled. And I was like, I know y'all motherfuckers are not press.
Right. Because for us, they gave wristbands to sit in. Like, you had to have a wristband.
Yeah, no.
That's why I love New York, because every time they do this, where they put us in with Gen Pop, they give us wristbands. And I see all the Gen Pop niggas just get pissed off. Like, why do they get to sit there? And they're just like, well, I mean.
It was like, because we're better than you. But, like, yeah, like you said, everybody was just fucking talking throughout the whole entire movie, which you'll get that going out in regular ass movies.
Well,
but like they was like, oh shit,
it's not as bad as normal theaters are. It has the only time it's been that bad in a normal theater has been Inside Out 2 and what was the last X movie?
Maxine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where some nigga was on Facebook the entire movie, and I was like, yo, can you just put your fucking phone away? He's like, no, nigga. No, got aggressive. And I was like, all right. And I got up, got a manager, and the manager's like, yo, stand outside because I don't want no fight, and I'll go tell him. And then he came out. He's just like, yo, listen, don't do that no more. Just come get us every single time. I was just like, all right. And then at the end of the movie, the nigga just got up and real madly slammed down the recliner and walked out.
I was like, oh, okay.
It's 10 a.m. on a Friday, dog. Like, me and my brother went 10 a.m. on a Friday to avoid this shit.
Right. Yeah. And so, you know, everybody's just like calling out to the every little fucking thing that they see.
Yes.
Like, oh, like, Ed Boon.
Yep.
Right.
They did that at mine too.
Right. And it's like,
Sindel.
Okay.
She's like, oh, everybody kept going, Sindel. And she goes, my name is Sindel. And the whole theater just goes, woo, yeah, woo. And I'm just like, man, I am literally over this type of shit, bro. Like, I'm just over this type of shit.
And like, look, I'm not going to take away their enjoyment, right?
Right. God bless. But like, again, seeing it with fans and watching the movie, I was just like, this is a fan film. Yeah, and that's why I like the first one better, because
it was like actual movie.
Yeah, it was an actual movie, and this just has no fucking plot at all. At fucking all.
And I still don't understand. Yeah, it's
crazy to me that critics are even like, actually, this one's enjoyable and it's better than the first one. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys on?
And like, look, I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it, but let's call it what it is, right? It is a fan film. It is, it's a bootleg version of Big Trouble in Little China, and I say this because, Johnny Cage is pretty much Jack Burton in this, but also Johnny Cage is not the star of this movie, even though he steals the show.
Katana's the main character.
Right. Katana is the main character. And
God bless the actress. She's gorgeous. Her and Jade, our movie started late because her and Jade decided to show up and give a little introduction. I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. That's what, okay.
I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I hate when, like, this is why I like press screenings, because we can just start the movie.
Right. And let's
you
just
know
go.
What I'm saying? And just
go. I got places to go.
Yo, right? They came out, and I remember they came out and they saw how packed it was. They're just like, whoa, this is like the most packed screening we've done an intro for yet. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they kept doing these fan screenings for the past 2 weeks. Right. Like all these influencers and Gen Pop people got to see it before critics did.
Right. And I thought I was going to a critic screening. No, I was going to a all media.
And you know what? All media, sometimes it literally is all media, and there's no Gem Pop in there.
Right, yeah.
But sometimes, every once in a while, you'll get put with Gem Pop, and this is the one. I really wish the press screening was Monday, and then this fucking mixed media screening was on Tuesday.
Yeah. But yeah, but like what I say, so Johnny Cage is not the star, but even though he does steal the show, and the thing is, Carl Urban for the first 20 minutes that he's on screen, it seems like he's phoning it in. Right? He doesn't really seem to start enjoying the movie until he gets into his first fight. Then he comes alive.
I blame that on the director because I will say this. I think Mehcad Brooks is a good actor. He's been on Law & Order. He's been on Supergirl. You know what I'm saying? He's been in other shit where I'm like, oh, he's been good. I even thought he was pretty decent in the first movie.
The acting is much better in the first one.
It like everybody here except for Josh Lawson and Carl Urban, everybody's fucking stiff and wooden. And I'm just like, God damn, bro. Like look. Let me. They needed more money, okay? Because Mortal Kombat 1, I think was. Let me look it up. Give me 1 second. Mortal Kombat 1 was $55 million, and I'm like, okay, you guys did pretty good for
55.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Right.
And here, where we're traveling realms, you know what I'm saying? Where they need effects, where we're going to the netherworld, and that shit looks horrible. The netherworld.
Looks CGI mess. Yeah.
They needed more money because guess how much this one cost?
I mean, what, 70, 80?
80. And I was like, you guys, to fully execute what you guys were trying to do here, you needed $100 million.
Yeah. And
I understand why you wouldn't, because it's R-rated, number one. And number two, like, yeah, it's Mortal Kombat. Like, I understand why you wouldn't want to give a whole $100 million. And I will say this. I don't think it's going to do well just because Devil Wear Prada's still out. The Sheep Detectives, which is a much better movie, drops also this weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend, y'all.
Yeah, unless your mom really likes combat. Unless you got one of them young moms, right, who grew up playing video games. It's not the weekend for that.
And here's my thing. I walked into this, I was like, I'll probably see this again because there's 40 to 45 minutes in IMAX, and I want to see the IMAX footage and see how that's utilized and how good that is. And this is like The Bride, where I walked out and I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't think so. By the way, The Bride only has 12 minutes of 143 footage.
Really?
Yeah, so
they went through all that trouble
for 12 minutes, and most of it is in 190.
Sure.
And look, the press screening was on a 190 screen. It was at 34th Street. That's a good fucking IMAX theater. But damn, the aspect ratio switched so much. I was like, bro, this is going to give me a headache like fucking Transformers. Like, it's crazy how much the aspect ratio, because 70 minutes is in 190. And that shit, I'm talking like Jeff shots. Like, there'll be a shot of fucking Jesse Buckley and Christian Bale, and then it'll cut to somebody else. Widescreen, IMAX, widescreen, IMAX.
Yeah, I mean, my screening wasn't IMAX, so, or it wasn't the full IMAX. It was, it wasn't the 190. You
saw it at Cherry Hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got an IMAX there, so you saw it on a 190 screen.
Was it a 190? I don't know. Like, I can't remember anything about that fucking movie.
I just remembered this. One of the people who liked that movie likes this, and I was just like, yeah.
And it's like I don't hate this movie, and I enjoyed watching it, but I stopped caring about it. Right?
Because after a while, you're just like, all right, let's wrap it up. Because this is longer than the first one. Because the first one, when the end credits start to roll, I remember hitting pause, and it was an hour and 37 minutes. And I was like, oh, so there's like 6 minutes of credits, and that's what gets it to like an hour 40.
Right. Like, yeah, I don't care about the characters here because like there's no character build up.
No, not really. I mean, the only person who gets character build-up is...
like Katana, kind of.
Johnny Johnny Cage. Well, Katana's already she's a fully formed character who doesn't really change. I would say I guess Johnny and Baraka.
Right. I like
not Baraka.
what,
Jade.
Jade.
But Jade has the corniest story arc because I was just like, so then why did you fuck her over in the first place?
Yeah, why the heel turn, right? Why? Like,
but that's why and the only heel turn I like is Kano, because I thought it was funny that Kano fucked them over in the first movie.
Right.
And then he comes back in this movie, he's just like, yo, man, I've been to hell. Hell fucking sucks. They're going to bring hell to earth. He's like, I like eating steak. I like getting laid. And I like air conditioning.
Like the list of shit he loves doing is like, look, keep it real. Like, keep it real.
Like, I find that funny that now Kano went from being a villain to a hero. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's absolutely fucking fine, but there, like you said, there are no stakes here. Especially,
everything looks so fake that it just feels weightless. Like, it literally is multiverse of madness for adults. Like, this feels like it's geared for the ages of 15 to 20. And it's wild to me that there's people my age who see this and are just like, it was good. And I'm like, nigga, the last Mortal Kombat game I played was Mortal Kombat 11 on PS5. Why the fuck does that have a better story and have me more emotionally invested than this?
So, I mean, look, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game since like PS3. But this did make me want to go back and play all those Mortal Kombat games, right? So this is like an $80 million commercial for the backlog of all of those Mortal Kombat video games. It's and like,
you know what? I would give it a pass because this is Mortal Kombat, and that's what the whole thing's predicated on, is the combat. But I mean,
like I said, I enjoyed it while I watched it. Right? I'm not going to say I did not enjoy it. Right? Because like it was mindless fun. Right? It was, but as like critically, like if you look at it, the nuts and bolts of it, it's not good.
It's the problem I have ever since Rise of Skywalker, where most of these franchise films are just catered to the fans, and I'm not here for that, bro. I'm here for a movie. Right. Like, if I want some fan service shit, I could just stay at home, man, and just watch some old shit, read some fucking fan fiction online, or any other thing. I don't like
on YouTube.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't come to the movies to see a big budget studio movie play to one segment of the audience. That's not what I'm here for, man.
And like that's like the hugest thing. And you mentioned it earlier. The first one felt like a movie. This feels like a fan film. And
because the fans bitched about the first movie. Right. And this is the problem, is like we're letting the worst people now dictate what gets made. Right.
Like the acid sewer scene, right? Which should have been all practical, right? And it was all, CGI and shit like that. That was for the fans, right? Like that whole entire level, because you have the levels from the fucking video games in this movie, but they look ugly. Like they don't look fully realized.
Yeah. It's the problem with it has the same problem that a lot of Marvel movies do of late, in that it looks half finished. And not only does it look half finished, it looks like you guys rushed through it and you had no sense of what you wanted to achieve. Because I can be forgiving with bad CG if I can understand what you were trying to achieve. And these are just so generic and so ugly, where I'm just like, what was the intent, though?
Yeah, like that whole entire like acid dungeon sewer scene. If they had done that practically, right? Not only practically, because they're on that one platform, right? And that's the thing. Some of the fight scenes, you're actually You know, like they're utilizing the entire environment, right? That first fight.
I'll give it that, like the first fight, and I'll also give it, like, even though it's not as good as the first one or the Baraka and Johnny Cage fight,
right.
But the fight between Sonya and Sindel, I'm like, all right, I'll give it that. I'll give y'all that.
Right, but like so there's no rhyme and reason between some of these fights where they're actually utilizing the entire environment.
Yeah,
and then some of the fights there's literally just a platformer.
yeah,
right?
Man, yeah.
So that bothered me, especially since one of the main character kills is in the fucking acid sewer level, which should have, like, you had so much to play with. Right?
I'm gonna be very fucking honest with you. I don't even remember the acid sewer.
It was from I think it was from the second game.
No, I'm talking about in the movie itself.
Oh, it's like when it's after what's his name? Like who's the fucking main villain?
The mask nigga.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
See, and that's my other problem. I'm like, bro,
okay, like Khan something. Shao Kahn. Yeah.
The main villain of the last movie is relegated to being a henchman.
Yeah.
In this one, bro, like, yeah, everybody got their ass kicked by him in the last movie. In this one, he's literally like sitting there, just like, I'm gonna be the most powerful one, and the other nigga shows up like, nah, and he's just like, okay.
And right. And so, like, it's the whole entire big bad thing, right? And like, because I played the games, I was a fan of the games, right? So the first one was on Earth, second one you go to Outworld, and then the third one, which is the one I actually stopped playing at, is when Outworld takes over Earth, right? So Shao Kahn is the big bad for the whole entire universe. He's fucking soul-stealing niggas, Shang Tsung's boss, right? But there's a big bad sort of build-up to it, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? It's like, this is the dude that I am working for.
Right. No hint of that in the first movie.
Right, exactly.
So when this nigga shows up in this movie, and you're just like, okay, another villain, and then you find out, like, oh, he's so powerful that even this guy's bending the knee. I'm like,
there was no
though?
Right, no indication of that. Like, and they should have just taken a playbook from Marvel, right? And just mention, if they had just mentioned Shao Kahn at the end.
Right, because they
one.
planted the seed of Johnny Cage at the end of the first one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love how they did, like, because watching the first one is like, I love how they show the movie poster, but we don't actually see Johnny Cage's face. Right? I was like, all right, that's cool.
I want to say this. When they were showing the clip from Uncaged Fury, I remember thinking to myself, I would much rather be watching this movie than the one I'm currently sitting watching.
And shout out to my Uncaged Fury sunglasses that they gave us at this fucking screening. Yeah.
I will say, the one thing this movie did right was not putting the love story in there between Johnny Cage and Sonya. Mm. Thank God they didn't do that. And I know it's canon that there's a love story between them. And the game I played, they even have a daughter who fights in the tournament.
Sure.
Cool character.
Cool. All right.
And Jax has a daughter too. Yeah. And they're best friends. Cassie Cage.
I think I remember that. Was that from 4?
She's in 11. Where she's a fully, they're a whole family unit.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'll give that. And then I'm glad they didn't do the love story between Katana and Liu Kang.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
shout out to the girl who plays Katana, because she was fucking trying, and I was just like, I feel bad. You are pretty. You're great in this. You deserve much better. And that goes for the same with I can't remember her name. Tati.
Jade.
Yeah, Jade. Because she's been in all types of shit, and even she is locked in on this. And I understand why for the press tour it was just the director, Carl Urban, and those two. I understand. Because everybody else is just there.
I like fucking Raiden's asleep for most of it.
Yeah, they take him off the board at the beginning of the movie, and he's just floating as lightning's leaking out his neck.
Yeah, and like the whole entire premise of this fucking amulet that's like blah blah. Why can we get away with fucking? Can we get away from magic jewelry? Right, I'm sick of magic jewelry.
Why can't Raiden be in one of these movies? Like,
right?
Raiden's
in the game,
powerful.
Raiden's fucking kicking ass.
Right, and Raiden's powerful, but like he's not powerful enough where like y'all need to keep taking him off the board each fucking movie. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's gotten too crazy now.
Right, and then our boy Scorpion has to show up.
Man, that is where I was just like, yo, I am actually done with this shit. Because I was actually done with it before. Because when the main dude is like, get me Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero will hold this for us. I was just like, why the fuck are we bringing Sub-Zero back? Because if Sub-Zero's coming back, Scorpion's gonna be back. And that's when I was like, yo, I'm checked out, bro. Because the only reason y'all are bringing these two characters back is for the fans.
Right, look, Sub-Zero or Scorpion, they're the Wolverine of the Mortal Kombat world. You can't do nothing without either Sub-Zero or Scorpion.
At least Marvel has said that these 3 X-Men movies they're putting out, the main one and then the 2 offshoots, won't have Wolverine because they want to take a break from Wolverine and actually make a fucking X-Men movie and not X-Men.
Wolverine and Friends.
Right.
Yeah. So this is, so they go to the underworld and like, I
Jesus Christ, that shit is terrible, dog.
I like the dude who plays Scorpion.
Yeah, because he's an accomplished Japanese actor. I can't remember his name right now, but like that dude is a fucking thespian. He's one of the best Japanese actors to ever do it.
And like he's putting in work,
but
here
he looks he looks checked out.
Right. And
as much as he's putting in work, he just looks checked out, quite frankly.
Right. And like it's like honestly, his story is one of the most interesting.
Well, I mean, he got a full arc in the first movie. That was like the best arc in the first movie was between those two.
Right. But like, here's the thing: in the fucking video game, Scorpion's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. Scorpion's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And Sub-Zero's the hero.
Well,
not a hero.
He's a villain too.
But he's a villain. But like, not as like they both killed each other's fucking clans or whatever like that. And yes, they're in every video game, and I guess they have to be in every fucking movie, but you could do better.
Man, if I have to hear somebody say, get over here one more fucking time, I'm like, oh, Jesus, man. It worked in the first movie. Worked in the first movie. When they do it again here, I was just like, and everybody goes, yeah. I was just like, get me the fuck out of here, bro. Like, seriously, get me the fuck out of here. This is not what I come to watch a movie for. I'm sorry.
And here's the thing. I should not care because this is a movie based on a fighting video game where you weren't playing for the story. Nah. Let's not forget that the reason people played Mortal Kombat is because it was the first game to use scans of real people, right?
And so it was OD violent. Like you ripped the nigga's spine out his chest cavity. You know what I'm saying?
It was OD violent, but it was cool because it was like the first time you did motion capture of real people, of scans of real people, right? And that's why Mortal Kombat blew up, because before then you had like the Street Fighter, right? It was all animated and stuff like that. And so this, that's what made Mortal Kombat, right? It was the technology
and the fatalities,
right? The fatality, like the OD gore,
right?
And the fact that this technology, like we scanned, there's a Liu Kang walking around in real life, right? The fact that was now possible is the fact that game blew up so hard, right? And so a movie based on a video game, which pretty much is just a gimmick, right? I can't get too worked up over, right? And I was like, it was better. The first one was better than I expected. The second one, I shouldn't have expected more.
I think it's telling that the Paul W.S. Anderson 1995 original is, as a movie, better than this shit.
Not gonna argue.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think the best Mortal Kombat movie is the last one, and then the Paul W.S.
100%. Like this does not. This improves on the problems that I had with the first one. This is not better than the first one.
What were your problems with the first one?
It was just like they got to the fighting. When they got to the fighting at the end, it didn't feel earned. Right?
Yeah, where they're fighting in Raiden's temple.
Right.
Yeah.
It felt like,
it was
okay.
janky. It was janky.
It felt like, okay, now we're fighting, like everyone's fighting now.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're getting to the Mortal Kombat part of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so all of the fights, which were backloaded, didn't have any weight to them. Right? Like that one fight between Jax and that one dude who doesn't have a name that lasted 30 seconds.
Yeah, where he's like, oh yeah, these shits work.
Right?
And then Sonya has the corny quip like, woo, look what I got.
Yeah. So like all of that didn't feel, it felt like that you were fast forwarding through the parts of the movie I wanted to actually see. Yeah.
And this, it is just, it is for the fans. And my thing is, they said they delayed this to now because they felt it was a summer movie. And I'm like, you guys should have kept your original release date, quite frankly, because you would have done much better when there was nothing. Because once Michael left, because all the problems that movie had, I get it. This, they just delayed because they were like, oh, we could make more money in the summer. This is a summer film. And walking out of it, I'm like, y'all could have kept this shit in October, y'all. And y'all probably would have done much better in October.
Right, because, I mean, look, with the gore and everything like that, you could chalk it up to being a horror movie. It's spooky season.
But that's why October was a terrible time last year at the box office, because everybody vacated once, because October was stacked.
Right.
And I'm just like, you should have kept that original release date, quite frankly. You really should have. Because this release date is doing y'all no favors. Y'all coming out
on the tail end of the Michael Jackson biopic, which
is still going to make money. Let's keep it funky. Like, it's still going to make a good portion of money. If Project Hail Mary's still making money, that's still good. Yeah. Right. And so, you're in the second weekend of Devil Wears Prada 2. You're opening against a movie that has 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know anyone who's seen Sheep Detective and is just like, wow, that shit sucked. We all walked out of that like, damn, that's a good-ass movie.
Right.
Everybody loves that movie.
Right.
And then next weekend, you got probably one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen, and it's so buzzy. So buzzy. Like, I can't wait to do the review
of Obsession.
Next week, because this movie it has haunted me in the worst way possible. It's just because I'll get into it in the review next week, but it for many different reasons, it's one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen.
Yeah. So,
and then the week after that, what comes out the week after that? It's the biggest movie of the month.
I fucking what's coming out in May? I don't know. What's
Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Big franchise film. The original came out Memorial Day weekend in the 70s. And it's the first one of this franchise in 7 fucking years, if you can believe it or not. At least for movies.
What am I missing?
Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting about that one.
I'm going to be real with you. As much as we've been shitting on that movie, I have a feeling...
The trailer's growing on me. Yeah.
I have a feeling...
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be better than this.
I've got no doubt.
I have a feeling it's going to be better than this.
Yeah. I've no doubt. I've no doubt. But also, to your point, all the points you were making, it's coming out on Mother's Day weekend. Right? So, all this family-friendly, adult-friendly, like mom-friendly shit that's around now, right? Like, all of these negligent sons are going to take their moms to see anything but Mortal Kombat.
I mean, I was looking at Neshaminy because I was like, I want to go see when I was like, oh, let me go see it in IMAX before I saw the movie and make my reservation. It's not that packed. Like, when I went to go see this time last year, motherfucking Final Destination Bloodlines, why the fuck is that more crowded than Mortal Kombat 2, man? And also, Final Destination Bloodlines, an actual fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I like...
That is the best in that franchise. And you know, I've proclaimed my love for Final Destination.
Yeah, I know you love that franchise.
Even, I will say, Final Destination 4, a true piece of shit. Like, really a true piece of shit. I think I got more enjoyment out of than Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, well, that's wait, 4, is that the one on the bridge?
That's 5.
Okay.
5's the prequel.
Okay.
4's
that we don't
the
find
one,
out that we don't know is a prequel
till
until
the
end of the movie. Yeah.
4 is the one that starts off in the racetrack. That was the one in where everything is in 3D.
I can't remember. I don't think I've seen that one.
That's the one where the racist tried to kill Micaiah Williamson, and he ends up setting himself on fire and getting dragged down the street by his own truck.
I probably have seen it. I just can't remember a damn thing about it.
Yeah, and like I'm not too fond of 2 either. Like 2 only gets by because of the fucking highway sequence.
Yeah,
because the highway sequence is insane.
I still
that shit
can't
is insane.
be on the road. When I see a logging truck, it's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, like, yo, I'll give it up. 2 has one of the craziest fucking sequences in a movie. But the rest of the movie, not that good.
Yeah. Look, you really didn't enjoy this. I enjoyed Mortal Kombat 2. But
you get where I'm coming from.
No, I 100%. Like, I'm not going to try. Yeah, I'm not going to argue. Yeah.
If this came out when we were first doing the podcast, probably would have gave it a little more leeway. But we've had so many movies like this since we started this endeavor that I'm just done with this shit. Like, I'm like, bro, if we're going to spend money, $80 million, which is a big budget movie, because once you hit 70, you're in big budget territory. So you're spending blockbuster money on a movie that looks half finished and barely is held together by tape and gum.
Yeah.
I
see where I like 100% see where you're coming from. This movie is not for you. It's not for me. It's for the fans, and I can understand that.
I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of that shit.
But here's the thing: the fan service here doesn't bother me as much because it's not pretending to be anything but what it is. Right?
Fair, but like we got to stop catering to these people.
Products, they're making products, man. You know, we don't make movies, man. We're making products, and this is a product.
I am very interested to know what the box office is gonna be this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a perfect storm. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Again, summer movie season. It's competitive, so like your movie has to be good. And let's say this: Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, made $600 million, and that was still not enough.
Right? Because didn't they spend $450 on that?
Something fucking insane.
Yeah.
Also, didn't help. It came out the same weekend as Lilo and Stitch. And mind you, Lilo and Stitch only had Dolby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking Mission Impossible had IMAX, it had 4DX, it had all the formats except for Dolby.
Yeah.
So how the fuck does that happen?
And I like when I went to that press event for to see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning Part 2. It was in a Dolby, and it was just it was super loud and uncomfortable and boring. But anyway,
what the point being? Oh, see, and this is what pisses me off about Infinity Vision. I'm like, y'all made $1 billion off of a Lilo and Stitch remake against probably one of the most beloved franchises of all time, starring one of the biggest movie stars of all time,
walking the earth.
Right, and y'all still made $1 billion, and y'all are throwing a shit fit because you can't get IMAX because you decided to show your fucking ass and get pissed. And I'm like, yo, if you guys made $1 billion off of that, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be completely fine without IMAX. Relax.
But like, yeah, listen to our other episodes to hear us rant about Infinity Vision, which is, the people who fall for Infinity Vision are also the people who voted MAGA.
So
it's a Ponzi. It's a scam.
So I was watching The Big Picture, and they did a Star Wars draft. And they had Van Lathan and Chris Ryan and Mallory Rubin on as guests.
Right.
And you should see just the look of optimism on Van Lathan's face where he turns to Sean. He goes, how was the Doomsday trailer? And Sean, with the most just vacant look, immediately fires back, I was not impressed. I'm not looking forward to it. And you just see the enthusiasm just leak off of Van's face. And they start talking about that shit. And Amanda, who, is the co-host of The Big Picture, when Sean has to tell her, like, where she's just confused. She's like, did they not put that trailer online? And they all go, no. She just gives a defeated eye roll. It's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then they keep talking about it. And Sean doesn't miss a beat. Just immediately after Chris Ryan finishes his thought, just goes, so CR, you're gonna see it in Infinity Vision? And I died. The way he did not immediately said that shit and just so nonchalantly did it. Like that shit, I was dying for like 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
That's why I love The Big Picture, dog, because like Sean and Amanda don't give a fuck.
I mean, they don't look. If the people making the stuff don't give a fuck, then I also shall give no fucks.
Like, doesn't Doomsday have to make like $1.5 billion to be profitable? Because they paid Robert Downey
like
too much money.
Like, did they pay him $300 million or some shit like that?
With all the fucking perks that he wanted. Same with the Russos. They gave them like $20 million a piece with all the perks they wanted too. And I'm like, yo, off of 3 people before this even started rolling, y'all already were in a territory where we got to make $1 billion. And now I'm pretty sure y'all have to make 2 because you guys have almost every major movie star in Hollywood in this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those motherfuckers take 15, 20 million a movie.
So like pretty much Avengers Doomsday employed all of California.
This
right?
And think about it. It's lost
too big
money
to fail at this point.
They lost money on Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts is one of the cheapest Marvel movies they've ever made. And I'm like, how the fuck did y'all lose money on a movie that, for you guys, is just a dime in the bucket? Right. Fantastic Four only made $600 million, dog.
I don't know how that happens.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it happens because you put it out 2 weekends after Superman.
Right.
Superman made $650, and they made money off of that. But then they barely squeaked by on Fantastic Four, and they only made $50 million less than Superman. So That's why when everybody looks at me, you're like, you don't think Doomsday is going to be a runaway hit? You don't think it's going to make money? I'm like, it'll make money, but I'm not sure if it's going to be
it's not
what
going
you guys think it's going to be.
It's
like,
not,
I don't think it's going to be a juggernaut.
It's not going to make the money that it needs to justify its existence, right? The return on investment on this, on a purely like numbers level, right? For this to be like, and it just can't be kind of profitable, right? It can't just make back its budget, right? This right?
This
like,
has to be Avatar level, like.
Right? This has to be the highest grossing film that ever will happen.
And that is not good when you have one still locked in the canon. Like, we still got Secret Wars, and I'm just like, bro, if Doomsday doesn't hit and y'all still got Secret Wars, they better. And imagine if X-Men comes out and we're all just like, wow, that was a disappointment. It's done.
Yeah,
it's done. The fact that Daredevil has half the viewership that the first season has, and this season is so much better across the board, top to bottom. I'm like, I don't understand how everybody's still riding the Doomsday train. Like, that's just me. Where one of the most popular and acclaimed characters that we all loved has a fucking banger season and half the viewership.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a this year, this timeline, this administration is a perfect storm for this industry to collapse because people don't have the like.
And that's why they don't want the merger to go through, because they said if the merger goes through, it's a wrap. Like, this shit is going to break.
Because like right now, people are making the decisions like, all right, if I want to get to work, right? Gas prices are so high, something's got to go, right? And streaming and entertainment does not trump food, right? So, like, I hate to tell all of you people out there who don't realize it, we are in the middle of a depression, right? We are on the precipice of a Great Depression.
And the only reason why it didn't happen the last time is because at least there was more guardrails last time.
Right.
More guardrails.
Right. Now that your boy Tangerine Tyrant got rid of all those stopgaps, there's nothing saving this car from going off the edge of the cliff.
So, I think, to tie back into Mortal Kombat and still using Marvel as an example, I think with just every franchise that we've just ran into the ground, and I'm just going to say Mortal Kombat's part of that as well. Not the video games, because at least the video games, they're still trying to innovate and do some new shit. Right. But as far as these movies, I think it's indicative, and we could point this back at Marvel, where a movie that came out 7 years ago, they're adding new footage and re-editing so it makes sense for the one that's coming out in December. That's indicative of franchises now. Yeah. That is poor filmmaking. That's poor storytelling.
And that's just like and by doing that,
you undercut the movie.
You undercut the art. Like, it's no longer art. You've admitted that filmmaking, I'm not going to say all filmmaking. I'm going to say a subset. The type of filmmaking that you're doing is not an art. You've admitted that.
No, and I partially do blame George Lucas for that. It's like,
let's keep it real.
Yeah, man. Like, the director's cuts, I understand. Like, director's cuts of movies where the director wasn't satisfied with.
Right.
Like Blade Runner, I get why it has 8 different cuts. Kingdom of Heaven, night and day difference. You know what I'm saying? Even even Aliens, where it enhances Ripley's character in the director's cut. Like, there's been director's cut. Like, even Daredevil, that director's cut is night and day difference between the theatrical cut.
Really?
Is the director's cut, does that make it a good movie? No, but it is significantly better.
Okay. All right, I got to check out the director's cut.
With that said, though, letting everybody go back and recut their movie, years later, should not be happening. Should not be happening. Like, if it worked and everybody liked it the first time, there's no need to go back. That's why Peter Jackson calls the Lord of the Rings the extended cuts, because he's like, the director's cuts came out in the theaters. Like, I'm happy with that.
Right.
These are just like, hey, you liked it, I'm giving you more.
Right.
And this is just stuff I wish I could have kept in, but couldn't.
So, yeah, like going back to the whole entire George Lucas thing to close out, Han will always shoot first.
You know, two directors who said they will never do director's cuts. They're my two favorite filmmakers.
I guess it's Nolan and Denis.
Yep, they were just like, we will never ever do director's cuts. Denis doesn't even get final cut on anything, and he's just like, yeah, what you see in theaters, that's my movie.
Right, you put as much as you can in the movie. You form the movie, right? Hindsight is always 20/20, but that's art in general, right? So you can't. Picasso's not going back and repainting.
Yeah.
Right? Like, fucking Virginia Woolf is not going back, adding an addendum.
And I think about the movies that both of those guys have done, and the only like additional and deleted footage I would like to see is from, like, for Nolan, Tenet and Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Every other movie, I'm perfectly cool with not seeing the deleted footage.
Yeah.
Denis, it's just Dune. It's just Dune. Everything else, I'm just like, I don't really need to see what was cut out.
Yeah, because that's like, look, and you cut it out for a reason. There's a reason shit gets cut out.
Right. Yeah. But again, going back to this, we got to stop catering to the fans, and we got to stop reshaping things to make things work post hindsight, because I would not be surprised when Mortal Kombat 3 comes out if they pulled some shit where we're like, hey, we added some shit in to
the first and second one
to
make the third one make sense. It's like, okay, well, now we just know it's fan fiction, right? Like, it's an art. Like, your art should just stand, right?
Yeah.
If you can't make it work, then it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. So my review of Mortal Kombat 2 is just go see fucking Sheep Detectives, because, like, yo, listen, to me, the people who should be seeing this movie can't buy tickets. Like 14, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, they can't buy tickets to this shit.
Yeah.
They can.
They shouldn't be able to.
Right. But sometimes they can, and you could just do what everybody else does. Just buy a ticket for a movie and walk the fuck into the auditorium.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. Sheep Detectives, just go see that, please. Like, don't let that movie flop.
Look, in my final thought is, if you have anything else to do, right, you should do that, right? If you're really hard up to watch something, like, just if you want to unplug, right, and just don't want to think about anything or care about anybody or talk to anything for 2 hours, yeah, sure, Mortal Kombat. You can wait for this to come out on streaming. That's my review, right? It is enjoyable enough that, like, you're not going to hate yourself for watching it, but if you have a choice to watch anything else in the theater, you should watch that.
Yeah, and like, look, everything's expensive now.
Right.
Summer movie season's just ramping up too. Like,
so if they're not paying us for this, get an A-list. Like, this, it's going to be. It'll pay for itself in 2 weeks.
Also, like, come on, man. This is May, so we are less than 2 months away from probably one of the biggest movies, if not the biggest movie of the year, dropping, and like that's what you should be saving your money for. Have you watched the new trailer for it? Because
No,
I haven't. I just
haven't.
posted it and reposted it. I haven't watched it because I'm like, I'm sold, y'all. I'm sold.
like I haven't watched it. Like I've been working too hard. I gotta get back. I got a backlog of shit.
All right. Well, so next week, it's gonna be a little wonky. Jeff's gonna see I Love Boosters because I'm going to the screening the following week because something came up, and I'm seeing something else next week, and it's something that I can't miss. And then I'll see I Love Boosters the following week, but you'll be getting a review from me of Possession and the Punisher special.
Oh yeah. I got the email too.
So that like. Let me know if I Love Boosters though is worth my time going into the city for though.
All right, cool.
All right. That's 203.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, aka He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFire XL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.